sugar plums, welcome back to my channel. Guys, in today's DIY I'm going to be showing you how to use cement mixed with epoxy to create something beautiful like this. Now this is just a trinket like jewelry tray with a makeup brush holder. It's so easy to make, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into the tutorial right now, guys. So basically what you're going to be needing is cement. I'm using white cement because it's easier for it to take color, but you can use whatever kind of cement you have. All I'm doing right now, I'm mixing like 8 ounces of cement mixed with 1 ounce of plaster of Paris, just because I don't have the patience to wait for it to to cure completely overnight. So the plaster of Paris just help it cure a little bit faster. Now I had decided to add a little bit of mica powder on it, but later on I went and painted both the makeup brush holder and the tray, just because I wanted it to be more purple. But you can either use mica powder or cement color powder to color your cement, and white cement is the best one to use because it takes color a lot more better than if you were using like the gray cement. Now how much water that you need to add is just gonna be up to the consistency that you guys need. All you have to do is keep adding water a little bit at a time until you have the right consistency that you use. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use this mold to make my tray, and also I'm gonna need like a plastic cup to make my makeup brush holder. Now you can use a silicone mold if you have a silicone mold that have like like one of those jar silicone mold. You can use that, but I'm using a plastic cup because it's gonna be a lot better for me to remove. And I'm also gonna use like a smaller plastic cup, and all I'm doing, guys, I went and add a little bit of baby oil on the outside of it, and then I'm gonna put it in my cement and then put something heavy on top of it. I'm using this rock, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit, and it's probably been like 4 to 6 hours, and then it was like set, but it's still a little bit soft. So I was able to remove it, but I was being extremely careful. So but guys, they have quick cement if you don't want to wait for your cement to set in 24 hours. You can use one of those quick cement that set in 2 hours. So that's one way, or you can just use plaster of Paris, which is gonna set a whole lot faster. All I'm doing right now, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my cement shaped tray and cup from my mold. I'm gonna break it apart because I'm gonna create like some sort of geode like cement mixed with epoxy. So breaking it apart while it's still soft, it's better to instead of waiting for the cement to be completely hard. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just using the marker to just kind of trace on the back. I'm using the back to trace like where I want to break my cement apart and how I want my shape to be. So all I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna use like a palette knife, but you can use whatever thing sharp that you have to just break it apart. Again, like I'm saying, as you can see, it's still quite soft, so it was easier for me to just go and cut it the way I want and shape it that way. So it's up to you. So but the best way to do it is not to wait for the cement to be completely set, because that way you will be able to shape it and cut it the way that you want without having any issue by breaking the cement like later on. So I went and cut it that way. Now the reason that I did that, now you can do it two-way, guys. You can cut a piece of the cement and then just use epoxy on the other side, but I'm gonna be using the whole thing. All I'm doing is that I'm just creating like a gap between the two pieces because I want to put some stone, and I want to have that gap because I want the stone to kind of sink and lay flat between the two pieces. So I'm just go ahead and creating the gap and dust it with like a big brush, and I'm gonna put it aside and I'm gonna let them sit for 24 hours. And I'm gonna repeat the same thing with the cup also. I'm gonna remove it from the plastic cup and then remove that, and all you have to do is just use a pair of scissors, cut it, and then gently kind of peel it away. It's so easy to do. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna trace the way I want my geode piece to look on the cup, and then I'm gonna use like a knife to cut out that piece. And you can shape it the way that you want. Some people shape, like just leave a layer on the back, but I want to leave just a tiny bit layer on the back, but I still want to have like a hollow piece, like almost like if you break like a geode rock and you can see the inside. This is how my the cup to look like, and it's just a makeup brush holder, guys. It's gonna look very pretty on your vanity set, and it's gonna be looking very unique and very shiny also. So I'm just using a marker again. I'm gonna go ahead and trace it, and using a knife, and I'm using a dull knife, guys. This is not the sharp knife, so be extremely careful with what you decide to use to, you know, remove the piece of the cement. So don't use something that's sharp, that's gonna cut you. So my knife is a dull, so that's what I'm using. Otherwise I will be using a palette knife to just cut it. And I'm showing right now, I'm removing it. You can see at the bottom part, I didn't completely remove that piece. I just kind of scraped the top layer just to find something to I like to have a base to attach more of the stone that I'm gonna be doing. But you can see I remove like a big chunk of it because I want to look like it's a rock that's been broken apart and its inside is hollow. So that's the look that I was gonna look for. And I'm gonna be showing you how I glue my stone, my loose gems, you know, on top of the cup, because it's a round shape surface. It's kind of hard to do, so I'm gonna be using my cup turner to hold it, and then I'm gonna be using UV LED resin from LED Resin to glue it. That way it's, you know, it's instant. You can just use it and then put it 10 seconds into your UV LED lamp, and then the stone's gonna be glued to it instead of using like a regular glue to wait for it because of the way, because you're using a cup. Now for the tray you can use like a regular glue to do that, but I did just decide to do UV resin against because I don't have the patience to wait. So I'm showing right now, I'm gonna be using different stone. I'll later on when I'm doing the tray, I'll show you all the everything that I'm using. I use the same thing for both of them because it's a set. So I'm showing you right now quickly. I take my UV resin, add it to a little bit at a time, and we're gonna add it to the places that we want to add a stone. And then once we have the resin on our cup, I'm just gonna go over it with the little loose gem, and then I'm gonna place them where I want to place them, and then I'm quickly gonna give it a 10-second time with the LED UV lamp. Again, I'm using the UV LED resin from LED Resin. If you're using this brand, guys, make sure your lamp it's a UV LED lamp, not just a UV lamp, otherwise it's not gonna cure. So I learned the hard way. So that's it. All I'm doing right now, I'm showing you we have a loose gem set, and then I went around and add more of the gem to create my my resin geode piece. And because I wanted the inside to be, you know, look like the inside of a geode rock, I want it to be nice and crystallized looking. So we went also and added the loose gemstone on the inside. I also went and add some gold leaf on the outer edge, and now I'm going around with my certain relief outliner, and I'm doing like the big thick lines around them. And also I lose that footage, guys. I don't know what happened, but I went with my Permanent resin and I went and do like a hard coat of resin on the inside, just because again I want the inside to look like it's crystallized, like if you were looking at inside of rock that's hollow and it's like kind of look like it's crystallized. So I went and add a little bit of 10 layer of epoxy resin from Permanent Supply on the inside. I also did at the same time, like the smaller piece of the tray that I cut off, I went and added some line to it and a little bit of the glitter, and then I top it with a clear coat of resin, and then I put them together, and when it's cured, it kind of attach itself to the big piece, so forming that one tray. I lost that footage, guys, but it was nothing special. That's all I did. Now because I changed my mind, I wanted my cup and my tray to be bright purple. Again, guys, I have to have purple in anything that I'm doing because purple again is my favorite color. So I mix my acrylic paint with the Duraclear varnish gloss because I wanted it to be like a high gloss, you know, paint. And then I'm just gonna go and do 3 coat on both the tray and the cup. And again, for the tray, I just went with like a rough draft with my paintbrush, and I decided this is where I'm gonna stop the purple to go, and then I went and let them dry completely before moving on. And again, I'm gonna be showing you everything that I use. I use this pink opal chunky glitter. I use this clear and silver loose gem, that tiny rose gold silver like metallic loose gem, and those big chunky gems. I use those on both the tray and the cup. Now because we have that gap there for the tray, to do that and to be able to add our gem and the epoxy, all I'm doing is adding a little bit of packing tape on the back so we can go and put our epoxy and cure it. Again, I'm gonna go with a very thin layer of UV resin epoxy, and we're gonna put that in the in between them to just close the gap in between those two rocks. And then I'm gonna cure it for 1 minute, and then after that I'm gonna go and start adding my gem. And then I went with the clear one and the silver one in between, and because we have that crack there, it's gonna lay flat between those two. That's why I created the crack. And then once I finish, I'm gonna keep going, add my other gemstones and my glitter, and this is what we have looking like beautiful. And then now all I have to do is create my line for my tray, and then we are set. That's it, we are done. A very easy project to make, and cement is not that expensive, guys. You barely use any epoxy on it, but you have something very unique, something very beautiful. I wanted my tray to be like a very geode looking like, and I love it. And it's something very fun to have on top of your vanity, and or as a gift for Christmas. You can give that to somebody. You can customize it, make it any shape that you want. You can make a tray, you can make like a little bowl, you can make whatever you do, or you can make a candle holder for it. It's simple and beautiful, and this is the finished result, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have been away for so long, guys. Sorry, I have been sick, but I am back, and I will see you next week for another video, guys. Don't forget, I have many other video on my channel. Just go ahead and click on my channel. You can watch any video that you want. I'll try to post more video because of the holiday season, guys. But if you're new to my channel and this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate if you take the time to subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friend and family, and don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified on all my new video. And all you guys, you have been here for the longest time, thank you so much for coming back. I'll see you soon, guys, for another video. Until then, I love you guys, and you know the drill. Be blessed and stay blessed. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.